Mike Tyson's second farewell to boxing ended in a shocking defeat on Friday night as he faced off against YouTuber-turned-fighter Jake Paul in a heavyweight bout that divided fans. The 8-round fight, streamed live on Netflix, concluded with a unanimous decision in Paul's favor. Judges scored about 80-72, 79-73, and 79-73, marking another low point for the legendary Tyson, now 58, who struggled against his 31 years younger opponent. From the opening bell, it was evident that Tyson's agility and explosiveness, hallmarks of his prime, were a distant memory. Throughout the fight, the former undisputed heavyweight champion appeared flat-footed, struggling to keep up with Paul's more fluid combinations and consistent output. Tyson's movement became increasingly difficult as the fight progressed, a sharp contrast to the spry Jake Paul, who threw 278 punches to Tyson's 97, landing 78 compared to Tyson's 18th. Despite Paul's dominance, there were moments when he seemed hesitant to press his advantage, particularly in the later rounds. In the ring after the fight, Paul acknowledged the difficulty of facing a legend. "I was trying to hurt him, but I was scared he was going to hurt me. I did my best." The fight was a mix of nostalgia and novelty, attracting a broad audience curious to see how the aging Tyson would fare against a fighter with less experience, but considerably more youth. Tyson's entrance to the ring, clad in his iconic all-black gear, stirred memories of his glory days. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, accompanied by his brother Logan in a green convertible, entered with a showman's flair, dressed in silver and accompanied by "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins, a nod to Tyson's cameo in The Hangover. The opening round saw Tyson attempting to assert his presence. He landed a signature overhand right in the first, pushing Paul onto the ropes. However, Paul quickly countered with sharp punches, including a clean overhand right that halted Tyson's momentum. The round was competitive, but Paul's precision earned him the edge. By the second and third rounds, Tyson's struggles became more pronounced. Plagued by knee issues and visibly out of shape, he camped in the center of the ring while Paul circled him, picking his shots. A flurry in the third briefly brought back flashes of Tyson's old aggression, but the effort seemed to sap him of energy. Paul capitalized, landing combinations that left Tyson grimacing and unsteady. As the fight wore on, Tyson's condition visibly deteriorated. By the fourth and fifth rounds, his legs seemed to give way, and he became increasingly stationary. Sensing an opportunity, Paul worked Tyson's body and mixed in headshots, including a left hook in the fifth that visibly wobbled the veteran. Fans and commentators noted the somber tone of the spectacle, with many describing it as a sparring session rather than a competitive fight. In the sixth and seventh rounds, Tyson attempted to rally but managed only brief flashes of activity. His signature combinations were absent, and his punches lacked the power and speed that once made him one of the most feared fighters in the world. Paul, meanwhile, grew more confident, lowering his hands and taunting his opponent while staying active enough to maintain his lead on the scorecards. The eighth and final round was excruciating to watch for fans of Tyson. Rising slowly from his stool, the former champion appeared to be running on empty. Paul, urged by his corner to go for a knockout, seemed content to play it safe, landing a few clean punches but avoiding unnecessary risks. Tyson dodged a few shots as the seconds ticked away, but could only stumble to the final bell. The bout ended with the fighters embracing, but the atmosphere was somber. Tyson's performance raised questions about whether he should have returned to the ring. Asked afterwards if this would be his last fight, Tyson left the door open for more. "I don't know. It depends on the situation." When pressed about potential opponents, he shockingly mentioned Logan Paul, prompting a heated response from the YouTuber, "I'll kill you, Mike." For Jake Paul, the victory marked a significant milestone in his boxing career, improving his professional record to 11-1. He now joins an elite list of fighters who have defeated Mike Tyson, including Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis. "It was an honor to be in the ring with him," Paul said. "This guy has always had my back. I love him and his family, as well as his coaches. I was scared, but I did my best." The fight was notable for being Netflix's first venture into live combat sports. However, The streaming giant faced widespread criticism due to technical issues, with many viewers reporting buffering and lag throughout the event. The underwhelming main event further soured the experience for fans, especially compared to the co-main event between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, which delivered intense action and a controversial ending. As the dust settles, the fight leaves behind a mixed legacy. For Tyson, now 57 in his professional career, the loss is a painful reminder of the toll age takes on even the most outstanding athletes. It is a step forward in Paul's boxing journey, but questions remain about the legitimacy of such spectacle-driven matches. In the words of Andre Ward, former unified champion, who summed up the night on Netflix, "Hopefully, people aren't too disappointed, but he's 58 years old. What did you expect?"